Welcome back to the Padilla Family Homestead. Happy New Year. Today is actually January 1st when I'm recording this, and we have a break in our storm right now. And so I thought I'd do my January garden walkthrough really fast before we have another week or so of downpouring rain. We have really lucked out the little pocket that we're in. We got tons of rain. We almost were going to have some flooding, but it has absorbed back up today after it has stopped raining. But a lot of people all up and down the area here have like trees down and stuff like that, and my GreenStalks did great. I think it's because of the way we're in the pocket right here against the building. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what we have growing right now. If you are new here, I'm in Zone 9B in Northern California. I am an apartment gardener, and I grow in 3 GreenStalk towers. I'm going to be doing probably a once a month garden walk, because it's not a very big garden for a tour, and show you kind of what I have growing. If you're not new here, there's a lot of similar stuff from last month because there's not a whole lot new growing, but there is some, I planted some seeds like a week ago, and hopefully those start sprouting here pretty soon. I'm hoping they don't get drowned out, but we'll see what happens. And then I also have a lot of new growth on stuff, and I'm going to tell you how I use some of the stuff this time. So let's go ahead and flip the camera around and get started. Okay, so this is my setup. We have got 2 towers here in this little pocket, and then I have 1 tower by the door over there, so that one gets less sun. So I have these set up mixed. I have 1 leaf tier planter set, which is 7 of those, and then I have 2 of the regular tier planters. And what I did is I mixed and matched them because I put them up at different times. So this tower has 5, this one has 6, and it's a combination of the 2 leaves and 3 leaves, because there's 1 on the bottom, and 3 regular, and that's the same thing that's over there. And right now we have lots of greens growing, so I can grow through the winter. In a lot of these little pockets, I just planted a bunch of radish seeds, some collards, and some bok choy, I believe was the other one. I'm just checking. Yeah, nothing's sprouting yet. I was hoping I'm going to be one of those helicopter moms, but I'm hoping they don't drown out from the rain. So where we are, we have a green belt right there, so we get a whole lot of wildlife. Luckily no deer jump over, but there are deer over there. And we get a lot of squirrels and birds. The squirrels like to dig up my carrots that were on the bottom. They have been very well dug. So I kind of have root vegetables in this one right now, greens in this one, and then a combination of stuff over there. So let's start here. This Brussels sprout is doing the best. This is my first time having a Brussels sprout plant. And look at my first little ones that are forming. This is my daughter's favorite vegetable. And so I'm really, really excited about this. They're not super tall, but do you know what? They're going to be some. And we're really excited. So this one is the fastest producing. I have to look up the variety. I know I have Long Island is one of the greens, and then there was a different green one, and then the purple one. And I did the same 3, one of each, in the top of each of the planters to see how they did in each planter with the amount of sun they get, because this one gets sun first. I think it's doing the best. So this is one of the varieties. This one is starting to get some little sprouts. Super excited about that. I have been eating the greens just like we would do cabbage greens. I'm mixing them into stir fries and eggs, all kinds of things. So I'm making sure I utilize this as we go. Oh, look, I need to go through and pull these off so they don't get all moldy and diseased up there. And then these purple ones, we're really excited to try. This one has a tiny bit of growth on it. They are fun to add to dishes. They have been great. And then here in these pockets, I replanted some radishes. I'm kind of hoping they didn't pop up and then get slaughtered in the rain. Ooh, that would not be good. Alright, so if you're new to a GreenStalk, you put the water in the top until it comes out the bottom. And I have a little tray down there. And the top one has holes in it to go through and come out into this top tray. But then it goes down this center hole and collects. Each tier has these little discs there that separate the water into each pocket, which is amazing. Right now I'm not having to water because of all the rain, which is also amazing. Super nitrogen rich water for the garden. Okay, so a few empty pockets for things planted. This row has some turnips and I have been harvesting some of these. I'm hoping this one actually bulbs up more. I might need to fertilize with something that's good for the roots. It's the P and the NPK. So I might grab some of that and bring that out before it rains again. This is a different type of turnip. I've already harvested the ones off the sides here. I'm just trying to let these grow a little bit more. And then there's some baby turnips in there. Again, I have been harvesting out of this pocket. I had them here. I planted basically in a triangle. So the back ones are the last ones that are going. So I'm gonna let those keep going. The turnip greens are delicious. They're not spiky like radish greens. And so they're really easy to add to all kinds of different meals. And I like the flavor of the actual vegetable. This row has beets. These are a slow grower for me. I have yet to have a beet bulb. Here, I don't know if they just don't get enough light or what, but in the years that I have been growing in containers, I have not gotten my beets to bulb. I keep trying. We can eat the greens like Swiss chard, which is amazing. But I'm just letting these kind of go and see what they do. These are growing better than some of my previous ones, so that makes me happy. Over here we got some golden beets. These are my favorite beets. So I'm hoping to get a few. They don't have to be massive. Look at those, have lots more greens. I think they're so pretty. And then this one has been struggling from the get-go since planting. But it is, I have two that are starting to get bigger, so I'm just letting them do their thing. They get less sunlight right now, so I'm not super stressed about it. This row down here are the fall radishes that get a little bit bigger. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you in here without breaking anything. So you can see there's some bulbing going on right there. But they're not super big yet, so I'm kind of letting these go longer. Let's see. And trying to get some more growth here. And then once I harvest these, I'll probably do a 28-day variety. So I think there's pink radishes, purple radishes. I think that's what I planted down here, but I think there's some that are mixed in. Oh, this one's starting to get some good growth down here. So we'll see. They're supposed to be sweeter after frost. We've been getting a lot of cold weather. So that whole tier at 6 pockets per tier is those slightly bigger radishes. And then down here, these carrots are trying, man. They have been dug up, they have been leaf blown, they have had it handed to them. So I have a couple pockets that have quite a few, and a couple that don't have very much. I am just letting these go. They don't get as much sun down here because they're at the bottom. So I know they're gonna take longer to grow. So I'm just letting them do their thing and hoping for the best. It's a learning experience for me, so I'm just going with it. Okay, so this planter over here has the same Brussels sprouts on top. I don't know why this one went really short and squatty. I don't see any Brussels sprouts forming. I have no idea how Brussels sprouts would form on this. I don't know. This thing is weird, but it's creating a lot of delicious greens. So I'm just going with it and letting it do its thing. These pockets have the things I planted. Oh, this one's getting hit by the wind pretty good. It's been knocked over. You can see more purple growth here. I'll probably put something up there to help support that. And then this one is the double one. I decided to just leave them double and let them do their thing. So they're smaller because there's 2 in 1 pocket. This row right here has been probably one of our most harvested items. We really like this mustard. We add it to stir fries, we add it to pasta, we add it on top of our focaccia bread, we add it in our eggs. You could just saute them. You can make like kale chips, but with the mustard. I don't like those as much. You taste a lot more of the mustard flavor. But they are very good. So this is the giant red leaf. I really sewed these thick on purpose, so that way we had a bunch of cut and come again. It's about time for me to come out here and harvest some more. I'm going to be using those this month very heavily, not buying anything, trying to buy limited from the grocery store. And then, so I have 3 pockets with the red leaf, and then I have 3 pockets with this bigger green leaf, and this tastes more like spinach, even though it's a mustard, and it is so good. I come out here and sometimes I'll just pick on these. I'm going to break that one off. But they are delicious. They get bigger leaves partially because I have them planted further apart, not as a cut and come again. Even though I'm using them as a cut and come again, they're just not super thick. So these have been amazing to add into things as well. You just need a couple of leaves and we're good. So there's 3 pockets of that one. This one right here is the kale. So I have some scarlet kale. I did just pull some stuff off of this because I wanted it on my New Year's focaccia. I am seeing damage here, but I'm not seeing the culprit to the damage. So that's bothering me a little bit. But this, I think I've had this turn the wrong direction too much. So this one I think needs some more sun. Both of these are scarlet kale. This is one of my favorite kales. This is Ragged Jack. You definitely get a lot more stem with this. They are really unique. Like, it's growing out of the top of the leaf. Like, they're so funky. They're very cool. So we have used this one. I did just put this on the focaccia bread for last night, but I'll grab one leaf of this with a leaf of another one and just really do a combination, so we're getting a combination of health benefits. But isn't that just funky how it grows? I think it's unique. I'm gonna keep growing kale. I was never a kale person before, but I'm really liking it.
Okay. This is dino kale, which is really a cabbage, but that one's doing good. I think I need to cut one plant back. We'll see. The mustard's kind of blocking it. I have been harvesting it. See all the pieces broken off. And I've been adding this one in as a saute. And then we have our curly blue kale, and this one's really good. Also, I like the frilly. I like the frilly of the scarlet, and I like the frilly of this one. So I have 2 pockets of this kale. This one hasn't been harvested on as much, but it's still looking really good. And then we're back to the scarlet there. So we've made it all the way around. This lettuce is finally getting some bigger leaves. We are going to really start harvesting this. I said that last month, and then we really got sick, and then we were sick for a couple of weeks, and we did not want salad, and then we went into the holiday meals. So this week we are going to be harvesting some of this, giving it some room to grow some new stuff. This is the bronze leaf lettuce, and I actually really like it. So we're just going to keep this going as long as we can, and then we'll put a different lettuce out here later on in the season if we need to. But this one was one that handled the heat better, and so I was really hoping it tasted good, and it really does. So I have 6 pockets of that. I'm going to have to wash it really good because there's definitely caterpillars. But hey, do you know what? It is what it is. Alright, this next row has some kohlrabi, which is new to me. I feel like it might be too leggy to bulb up. These got hit by the leaf blower a million times, and I really didn't think they were going to do anything at all. I really thought they died, but this one is starting to get a pretty good stalk, so I'm hoping that that bulbs out. It's supposed to be almost like an alien spaceship looking thing. This one's not as good. I don't know if this one will do anything. I'm hoping caterpillars will keep eating this one and not eat the other ones, but we'll see. And my Napa cabbage, guys, makes me want to cry. So I was so good about getting the caterpillars off of this, but then we got sick, and I don't even know. They have been eating this thing like crazy. I keep checking. I'm not seeing a ton, so pretty good usually at finding them, but I don't know. I am gonna have to just keep an eye on this, and I'm gonna end up picking off some of these now that I have some new growth. Maybe I have been getting them because all my new growth is really good. So hopefully it stays good. I'm hoping to make some kimchi, so that would be amazing. This one, again, maybe I am getting them because all my new growth is looking good. So I was going to pick off the dead growth, this holy stuff, after I had some new growth, and this one's doing pretty good, so maybe that's what I'll do. We'll see. This bottom row is strawberries. They're not doing a whole lot. They're growing really slow. I do have strawberries though. Oh, wow, actually I have way more strawberries than I thought I had in here. Look at this. And more strawberries. So maybe they are doing pretty good. I don't know. I'm just letting them do their thing, and if I see red, I'm grabbing them. Hopefully they don't try to ripen in all this rain, because they'll get mushy pretty fast. Alright, we're gonna come over here. And this planter, I'm trying to rotate more. So when I water, it has to drain out that way. In this rain, I'm trying to rotate it. I just rotated it back out that direction. But I'm trying to at least give it some more sun on this side. I feel like it's not getting enough. But this one got hit pretty hard with some wind. You can see it's like This Brussels sprout was falling over, but I supported it back up with this. Now it's heading this direction, and it is actually growing some sprout heads. So hopefully that'll come out really good. This Brussels sprout is not bulbing, and that red one is the one that's doing the worst. So I'm thinking it's just not getting enough sun over here. So I know in the future Brussels sprouts have to have way more sun. The nasturtiums are hanging though. We love these. I'm actually probably going to be making some more nasturtium chips. I have been harvesting off the bottom. That way they're not getting too long. But look how big these are. These are just so pretty. They're delicious. I need to come out here and deadhead the back of them. That way we don't get disease in here. But in all honesty, these are way more productive than we have been able to pick them. Still have no flowers right now. Usually in the spring I would definitely have flowers by now, but I do not right now. And I don't know if it's because of the weather. It's so much cooler, so that's why. But we add these just like any other green in the garden. We'll add them to eggs. These are great if you add some oil and salt, and then you lay them out and you bake them, roast them at 400 or 450, and they get translucent and crispy, kind of like a kale chip, and they are so good. So definitely do that with nasturtiums. They're really like radish flavored right now. Fresh, I can't handle them that way, but I love them cooked inside of things. My cabbages, which got really leggy, are now not super leggy. So I think they were bolting from the heat and then they kind of stopped. So I harvested these lower down leaves for the most part and used those. And I'm just using this like a cut and come again cabbage, trying to get some of these leaves to get about this size or maybe a little bit bigger, and then utilizing it. I'm making the best of the situation that I have on hand right now. I'm in an apartment in a container growing it. I don't have a lot of options for lighting. Probably started it too early, but you know, it's better to get some food than pull it out and get no food. So we're going with it. The same lettuce is over here. Did not do good over here. It needed more light. My collards are not doing as good over here. These have been in here for months and they have barely done anything. So I did plant collard seeds in the top of one of those other containers when I planted. And that's like a tatsoi, I think. My chives are doing great. I come out here all the time and harvest a big long one and add it to my bread. This, you can tell that cabbage had like not enough light at all. We're gonna come around. We have some more collards over here. They have been really hidden by this nasturtium. That cabbage has a lot of leaves. This lettuce is doing good, so I know a lot of it has to do with light. And not like cabbage, this lettuce. This cabbage is more hidden, but again, it has more growth. Bok choy died, and now the top of this is getting moldy. That's not good. I'm gonna come out here and sprinkle some cinnamon on here, scoop that off and sprinkle some cinnamon, and that will help. My little purple bok choy is trying to survive, so that's good. And my strawberries over here are struggling. My Swiss chard is hanging in there. More nasturtiums and more Swiss chard, and another cabbage that is trying. These are like the Villa Vienna or Vienna Villa something. They're really pretty. They're like a purple and green. Very excited about those. Okay, so that's what we have growing. I'm getting cold out here and my nose is starting to feel the cold. So just, I hope this encourages you to kind of see what you can grow. There's a lot of food growing in here in a little tiny space. You can grow a lot where you are planted. I do have one micro tomato plant just inside that kitchen window. I ended up getting rid of the rest over Christmas I just didn't have a good spot with the Christmas tree and everything else. So I moved one to the kitchen, and that's actually producing tomatoes. And then in a couple of weeks, we'll be doing some seed starting and getting stuff set up. Now that the tree's down, I'll have more room again, and being able to grow kind of where we are, what we can. I hope you stick around with us this year as we're learning in our classroom the things that work and they don't work. I did a video on kind of my plans for these towers for the spring. I'll try to remember to link it in the comments below. Otherwise, I think it's in Garden Tidbits. So make sure you watch that so you know what's going on for that. And we're doing things a little bit different, just trying these things out, seeing what works in these towers and what doesn't, and what works with our lighting and where we are. I'm just thankful we have all of this green veg for the winter. I don't have to go to the store and buy stuff. It's super expensive. Buy a bunch of like 4 Swiss chard leaves for like $3 or $4. Kale's really expensive. Everything's super expensive. So this has been great. I can come out here and get 2 mustard leaves, 2 Brussels sprout leaves, like 10 nasturtium leaves, and mix them all in. And you're getting all different types of vitamins and greens and things like that in your meal. So I hope that this encourages you to try something where you are. Stick around with us for 2023, see what we're growing, and see how we can push these things to their limits. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.